Hey, hi guys. This is Sarang here. Um, it's 2:40 in the morning, and I was actually watching Little Things three, part three. Um, and again, this wasn't the first time I was watching the third season, but as they say, some of the films or some of the series, you actually get better as you rewatch it. And I have to say that happened with me with Little Things. I've been an ardent fan of Little Things series since the first season itself. I think in the first season, obviously it was a pretty light, pretty humorous. You talked about their relationships, everyday problems, everyday fun things, everyday experiences. But I think and that's the best thing that I think Dhruv has done is to really um, help the characters grow by themselves. And again, not really, by someone who's mentoring them, who's coaching them, but really through their own consciousness, problems, questions, enlightenment. So if you see second season, it talks about differences of opinion. It talks about what they really want from each from the life might be very different from each other, but they could still really not figure out what does that mean to them. But they still keep together. I think third season really play this at a very different league. I think firstly, it's not as humorous or as light as first or even partially second season was. But thirdly, it really took relationship in a very different manner. I mean, conventionally, in all the films, in all the media and stories that you've seen till now is where it's been told that you need to do everything to be together. You need to make sacrifices. You need to change the way build relationship. You need to change yourself to ensure that you are compatible with the partner. You need to make sacrifices, and that has always been counted as most important. So relationship, keeping the relationship is actually the most important thing, and that's what's been told to us. That's what been portrayed everywhere. Even in Hollywood or even in every form of Bollywood. But really, Little Things three break that shackles in a way to really question yourself if what does that happiness quotient mean to you, whether you being happy is that byproduct of your relationship with someone, or is it really your own growth, your own little place that you own that makes you happy? And for everyone, that place might be very different. um, and more importantly, the way that story is being told, and if you see especially in the third season, the conversations between Dhruv and Kavya comes very naturally. They are so surreal that you can see these conversations happening in every couple, but without all drama or loudness that comes normally along with that. In other shape and form, they are so empathetic to each other. They really understand their own strengths and weaknesses without overpowering someone, and they've always realized some things. Like Dhruv realizes his happy place is Bangalore because he found his own happiness, his own really the meaning of what he is. Same goes for Kavya. While she goes to Nagpur, she sees their parents. She finds what does Nagpur means to her. And really, again, going back to their backstories about the way they grown, their past relationships, how that played part in their present, and their insecurities about that based on what happened in the past is, I think, is a commendable job for Dhruv to pull this. Especially, it's a very unconventional subject. So while it might looks very cliche, and I still remember in the second season they say, "Isn't it cliche?" And cliche is not bad. Cliche is good, but I think what you do with that cliche is, I think, is really different, and something I could really feel in the third season. I still think the story is not over, and I really hope Netflix and Dice Media continues the next chapter of the little things. Again, how they grown together, but maybe grow apart. While we did see migration one and two and a long distance relationship this in this case, but how does it feel to grow apart without, and really the crux was to me is you can be happy, as a person, as an individual person, without, you don't need to be happy just with someone. You can be happy yourself, and that is not a bad thing for relationship. I mean, it's such a revelation. It's such a happy thought that you can just think about yourself and see what does that mean to be without. No, these are not mutually exclusive. So I think, again, from a writing perspective, this was an amazing series. Kudos to Dhruv and even Dice Media and Netflix to give them such a open platform and experimenting it. Again, Dhruv and Kavya has been fantastic. Mithila and Dhruv has been fantastic throughout the series. While this series again felt little heavy, I have to see it twice to really grapple to what they want, what they mean, and I can't stop myself, finding tear in my eye in the last scene when she leave for Nagpur. But again, we know by the fact that they're still together. It's a very different feeling. So again, I think the third part is at a different notch altogether compared to first and second. I think even the first and second has been fantastic. It's just that they have played different game in all three seasons. Again, big kudos to the music, to the script writing, to everyone. Most importantly, the series is focused on both of them, and we can see them, growing as actors as well. Again, Mithila Palkar has come a long way since she started Little Things, and so has Dhruv in terms of his grapple on the script and story. So with that, I just want to share my feelings, share my review. I'm going to do this more often onto my channel. So this is not just about HR. I'm going to talk a lot of things that matters to me as person, and Little Things has really made a mark, or one of the very few series or films that I will cherish lifelong. So with that, if you've not seen Little Things all three part, please go on to Netflix, and please have a look at it and rewatch it, especially the third part, maybe after some time, and you really get a feeling. It's like a cult, I have to say. So with that, thank you so much, and please subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Thank you so much.